I feel like I'm overdue for another Tabor video. If you're subscribed to the channel, you know that I'm one of the biggest supporters of Ghosts of Tabor, so much so that I upgraded from the base edition of the game to the highest edition, otherwise known as the Founding Fathers edition. What does that give me? Well, more guns than the NRA can even fathom, Wolf of Wall Street's amounts of money, a sense of satisfaction. One of the many reasons I upgraded was because Ghosts of Tabor did what we are forced to do as a society: wipe. Now, what is a wipe? In video game terms, it's an everything must go event where they reset the game and all progress you've ever made back to nothing. And why do games do this? It's mostly to implement and test new features, fix issues with previous builds, so on and so forth. Or, if you're like the game that people compare Ghost of Tabor to, you use it as a way to never make a complete game. So without further ado, grab your VR headset and trust no one, because we're diving into Tabor's first wipe, and then I've got some exciting news about Tabor at the end of the video. And if you enjoyed what you see today, be sure to sub to the channel. Okay, let's continue. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Ghost of Tabor, I'll break it down very simply. Ghost of Tabor is VR's only PvP and PVE survival game that features looting, crafting, and so much more. It's also heavily inspired by DayZ and Escape from Tarkov, their words not mine, and is currently in early access. With Tabor's first wipe, Combat Waffle implemented some cool ass features. For starters, the tablet is now replaced by a wristwatch that'll also indicate when voice chat is enabled and disabled. All you gotta do is hold your controller near your face and hit A. Super simple. Another thing they implemented was kiosk emergency rations, which is something I talked about in my last Tabor video. The rations essentially act as a last stand and give you the bare essentials you'll need to survive a raid. So that'll be something like a pistol, a bag, some armor. Nothing too crazy or overpowered, just enough to get you from point A to point B. The final thing I want to thank them for, something that I think is a big sign of the devs being absolutely amazing people and caring for their community. We got the Church of Fish, baby.
The Church of Fish actually looks really nice in this game. Like, no joke.
Yeah, I really like it.
Oh yeah, we finally have our own church now, and it's got some really cool shit in it, if I do say so myself. That aside, if you want to read the rest of the patch notes, I'll be linking them down below, as they mostly just cover some fixes and a couple of other things as well. Personally, the game is running a hell of a lot better, things feel smoother, things are going great.
Oh, what the fuck happened to my bag?
Oh, great.
No! It's gone. My bag just disappeared. Oh god, yeah, I can't grab. Oh god, my arm, ow, ow. Oh, regret.
Your hands are over here.
Yeah, your hands are like off to the side, and your gun's free floating in front of you.
Your arms are in Minnesota and your gun's in Texas.
And now my other hands. Okay, you know where we're gonna go.
Oh boy. Combat Waffle, I know that the backpacks have been an issue, but I don't appreciate Poltergeist stealing my shit. And speaking of Poltergeist, I made a bad decision of fighting one of these little bastards to get it back, because for the rest of the raid, I looked like this. Yeah. Essentially what happened to me was, for the rest of the raid, my mic was on, my body was on top of a hill in the middle of nowhere on the island of Tabor, I couldn't grab or drop anything without the risk of losing my weapon, and I was stuck like this until the end of the raid. Thankfully, anyone we met felt sympathetic to me in some aspects.
Oh.
I'm a little fucked up. Yeah, I know.
I see that.
Yeah, are you a Church of Fish member?
No. Oh.
And I was able to extract and go back to my safe house without any problem. Would I consider this game breaking? Absolutely. But was it funny as hell? Oh yeah. After that little hiccup though, I noticed that the backpacks were always having some sort of issue when I would use them. Either they would disappear, not properly sit on my character's back. It was just always something with these damn bags, but luckily I was still able to use them. Thankfully this got patched around the 22nd or the 23rd, so you won't have to deal with this shit. But believe me when I say I'd rather continuously headbutt a concrete wall than have that annoying ass bug happen again. Speaking of annoying, I finally experienced what it's like to be Julius Caesar and stabbed in the goddamn back by people I thought I could trust. Let me paint the scene, okay? I'm playing with a buddy of mine, Tango Foxtrot. He finally gets his first player kill in the game. I see some people in the distance, so I yell out calm waters, seeing if they were in the Church of Fish. After we grouped up, calmed down, we chilled for a bit, we told them we would cover them as they made for the extract. Things were going good. Until they weren't.
Yeah, y'all take it easy.
Yeah, you guys have fun.
Hey!
So if you two end up finding this video and watching it, I hope the next kit you bring into the raid gets glitched and disappears. You bastards. I know some of you are gonna say, well, gosh golly darn, Blackout, why are you upset? This is what playing an extraction shooter is like. But it's deeper than that, okay? I offered them protection through the Church of Fish. I know that's what other members would do, but instead of them taking us up on it, they betrayed that trust for a spoon and a bare bones M4A1. There's only two kinds of players that would do something like that, right? Fresh meat and the House of Scott. For those that don't know, the CEO of Combat Waffle, Scott, got a little jealous of Infish's success with the church, so he sought out to create his own cult following. The House of Scott and the Church of Fish aren't really eye to eye. In fact, I think we're about an ant's body length away from having an all-out war with each other at the end of the day. And I don't know if Scott or Infish are gonna see this, but I say we remove these players of their breathing privileges every raid they get into. Consequences need to be enforced. Besides that, this left me more paranoid than a stoner's first time getting high, as now I didn't trust a single soul around me.
Was that you? That just...
Oh. Got someone on me. Got him. He's dead.
I don't know if you dropped him or I dropped him. I just started spraying.
Yep. Fuck him.
You see that shit? This poor person had to die by my hands because of the amount of distrust in this community. But yeah, for my final thoughts, the wipe's going really well so far. Like I mentioned in the beginning, especially for those that haven't played the game since the first wipe, you'd be surprised to know that this game feels 100 times smoother than it did before. Sure, there are still issues, but what game doesn't, honestly? It's gonna take time before a lot of these bugs just cease to exist, but I have high hopes in Combat Waffle. I believe they have this mentality where no matter how long it takes, they're gonna make this the most premium quality game a VR player can get their hands on. Now, around this time, you're probably asking yourself, well, Blackout, what's the big news? Well, before I started doing the voiceover for this video, the Ghosts of Tabor Twitter account posted that this game is wiping again in July. And with them wiping again, they say they're doing this to introduce player leveling, new custom character models, faction choices, gear insurance, new healing stuff, bunker area unlocking, crafting, and hopefully stat tracking. Listen, I don't think I need to say it again, but I'm going to anyway. If you have a VR headset and haven't played this game, you're doing yourself a disservice. Pick it up, try it out, and I'll hopefully meet you in the raid. Now I turn the mic to you. Let me know down below what you think about Ghosts of Tabor. Do you think it's slowly growing into VR's biggest game? Do you think there's just way too many issues that need to be fixed before we continue praising it? Let me know. And while you're down there, go ahead and loot that like button and extract with that sub button. Set the all so YouTube can reward you with my content for free. This is Sir Blackout signing off to make wanted posters for the two bastards that betrayed me in Tango Foxtrot. Yeah, I'm not letting that go. Later.